Hi everybody, and welcome back to day 6 of your instructional coach. My name is Dr. Karen Orlemans, and this week I've got 5 more quick tips for you about how to engage in stress-free home-based learning during this difficult season in our lives. Today I want to talk about, to answer the question, do I have to worry about covering the curriculum? And look, to be very frank with you, unless your school is providing you with resources and materials to actually engage the students with through online learning, then my answer is no. Okay? Remember, first and foremost, you are not a teacher, you are a parent, and so you are definitely under no circumstances required to engage with the curriculum in any way whatsoever. What is actually important at this time, and this is whether or not you're covering curriculum because you've got material from school or not, is to keep the brain activity going. Keep them learning. But it doesn't really matter what that learning looks like, as long as you're keeping them busy, keeping them engaged, keeping them active in the learning area. All right. Research into and our growing understanding of neuroplasticity is telling us a lot about how the brain operates and changes during childhood and from childhood to adolescence. There's some really exciting research coming out of a number of key universities being done in this particular area, such as, for example, the University of Cambridge, which has broad implications for learning and for children's mental health. What this research is showing us is that the best way to combat mental health, and that is an issue that we're going to be facing at this time, and to keep your children learning, is by staying active both mentally and physically. Okay, so don't let them just bog out in front of the thing and just watch YouTubes all day or on Netflix or whatever. Okay, that's not keeping them active because it's allowing them to zone out and be inactive and not to engage. We need to actually give them periods of actual proactive mental activity that allows them to be engaging with learning during this time. What we're also finding with this research is that self-management builds brain strength, okay? But within some very clear boundaries. So you remember those low-key parameters I talked about last week in one of my sessions? This is really important, okay? Because it's actually helping your child stay mentally active through their own choices and the way that they have set their goals and targets, and it's helping them to learn and to grow, and it's keeping them in good mental health. So these are really important little things that I'm sharing here with you. Having a safe environment and loving support is another part of good brain health and mental health. Yes, those cuddles on the couch, they are important, okay, but it's in balance. Okay, so it's not just one thing and it's not just another thing. It's got to be all balanced with all of those other things and other suggestions that I've made to date. Look, I love bringing this research to you, but also showing you what that means for you and your child. So there is the possibility that there is the high probability that your child is going to forget some of the things that they have learned at school, all right? This is called synaptic pruning, and it is a very normal process in which unused neurons, new neurons, are neural connections, which are neural connections, okay, are eliminated to increase efficiency in other neuronal transmissions. And it's very normal. This is a normal process of the brain. And we see this particularly as they move into adolescence. Okay, you'll find that when children are younger, they kind of are into everything and they're about learning everything. And as they get into adolescence, they'll start to focus more on certain things. And these are the neural networks that will grow and gather strength while others fall away. Normal process. And we know that they are lost and others are connected. this is actually something that actually happens all the time, and not just in this season, but actually every summer holiday this happens. Every summer holidays, these fragile new neural networks that have been developing in school with new things that they may have been learning right towards the end of the year and that have not yet been strengthened with use and practice in the classroom, these can be lost over the summer holidays, and which is why teachers often will spend and experience what appears to be learning loss with students when they come back to school, and they'll spend some time building those neural networks again for them. So my advice, based on the research, what I'm basically saying is that teachers are used to dealing with this, okay? And they're okay with that. My advice that is based on this research and the fact that you are going to be having your child at home for potentially a while is to keep them busy learning, all right? Don't worry about the curriculum, but worry about their brain health and their mental health. Talk with your children about their interests and encourage them to follow those pursuits. Get them to set those targets and goals themselves. Get them to set their own schedules themselves. Even young children, you can help them to start doing this. All right, that's self-management. For young children, babies, toddlers, up to probably about 7 or 8, play is actually really important. Music, games, reading, lots of reading with them, to them, by themselves, listening to audiobooks if you don't have time to do that. This is actually going to help your child more than you can possibly realize. This is going to keep their brain active and engaged the whole time. Drawing is another really important one, whether that's creative drawing for themselves, coloring in something, all of those, the motor skill activities that they're doing, playing with Lego. It is such a, the fine motor skill activities are really important, particularly in younger children. So if you are wondering what that should look like, go back and have another look at day 5, okay? And just continue with those 3 R's that I mentioned there. The reading, mentioned it again already, writing and arithmetic. But in a fun, relaxed, balanced environment that is potentially play-based, to be honest. So doing things such as the Lego Challenge, Mathletics, Art Online, exploring the Khan Academy. I have shared quite a number of ideas, and I will continue to do so on my Facebook page. So why not go and check that out, and you'll find that on Kairos CT. All right, I'm going to be back tomorrow, and we're going to look at the social side of learning. How do I incorporate social learning in this very difficult environment with social distancing? Talk to you tomorrow.